The sound of Lagos buses and shouting traders filled the air that hot afternoon. Essay, a thin 19-year-old girl with bright brown eyes and dry lips, sat on a small stool outside a wooden kiosk, peeling cassava for her stepmother, Mama Sod. Essay. You know they hear word. I say make you hurry chop with that thing before customers come. Mama Sod barked, slapping her wrapper tight around her waist. Essay answered softly, yes, Ma, her voice trembling like dry leaves. Her hands were sore from washing, cleaning, and scrubbing all morning, but she dared not complain. Her stepmother treated her like a slave since her mother died when she was just 10. Her stepfather, Mr. Tond, pretended to be kind during the day, but at night Essay dreaded his footsteps. She had tried to tell her stepmother once about what he did to her in the dark, how he touched her and whispered, "Don't scream, or your madam go here." But instead of helping, her stepmother slapped her so hard her ear rang for hours. Liar! You won't scatter my marriage, ABI. You this useless girl. Mama Sod had shouted that day. So Essay stopped talking. She lived like a shadow in her own home. It was a rainy night when everything changed. The roof leaked badly, and Essay was sleeping on the floor when she heard the door creak open. She froze. It was Mr. Tond again. He reeked of alcohol and said, Essay. Essay, my fine girl, bending close to her. Please, sir, don't, she begged, crawling backward. But he pinned her down. Her cries were swallowed by thunder. The next morning, she couldn't move. When she tried to tell her stepmother again, the woman grabbed a broom and beat her. I don't want to see you in this house again. You are cursed, she screamed, dragging Essay's things out. Essay fell on her knees crying. Mama, please, where will I go? Go and die on the street. Mama Sod shouted and slammed the door. That was the day Essay's life on the street began. For days, Essay wandered around Oshodi Market barefoot, her dress torn and her stomach empty. She slept under stalls at night, begged during the day, and fetched water for people who pitied her. One afternoon, she sat by a gutter eating leftover rice from a nylon pack. That was when she met Mama Peace, a street food seller with a kind heart. Small girl like you they eat dirty food? The woman asked, frowning. Essay looked up weakly and said, I'm hungry, Ma. Mama Peace's heart melted. Come follow me, she said, giving her rice and stew. You go work small for me, N. Help me wash plate, I go give you food every day. Essay's eyes lit up. Thank you, Ma, she said. And that was how her new life began. It wasn't easy, but it was safer. Every day, she helped Mama Peace sell food by the roadside. Customers often admired her beauty even though she looked tired. Her brown skin glowed under the sun, and her soft voice made people turn when she spoke. One man once said, see as this girl fine. If to say she get better life, she fit even look like all those fine girls we travel abroad. Essay only smiled sadly. She never imagined her name and abroad would ever be in the same sentence. One evening, after closing, Essay and Mama Peace sat counting money when a slim woman in a blue jacket stopped by their stand. Good evening, she greeted, her accent sounding foreign. Can I have a plate of rice? Yes, Ma. Essay rushed to serve her. The woman looked at her keenly. You speak well. What's your name? My name is Essay, Ma. You from here? Yes, Ma. Lagos. The woman smiled. You're a pretty girl. Do you have school? Essay looked down. No, Ma. I stopped since my mama died. The woman nodded sadly. I work with a volunteer group that helps young women get training abroad. You look like someone who deserves a chance. Would you be interested if I help you apply? Essay almost dropped the plate. Abroad. Me? Yes. It's not free, but I can find a sponsor if you're serious. Tears filled Essay's eyes. I am, Ma. Please, I would do anything. That was how her miracle started. After weeks of paperwork, health checks, and prayers, Essay was chosen for a hospital assistant training program in Seoul, South Korea. Mama Peace hugged her tight at the airport, crying. My pikin, make you no forget me oh. Essay laughed and cried too. Never, Mama. You saved my life. She waved goodbye, heart pounding as the airplane took off, her first flight ever. Seoul was a world of lights, order, and snow. Essay couldn't believe her eyes. She stayed in a small hostel for international trainees. She learned basic Korean, got a small job at a cleaning company after her training, and kept working hard. She often stared at the city skyline at night, whispering, God, from sleeping under bridge to this, please don't let me fail. Her company was owned by a huge Korean conglomerate, Jin Corporation, famous for real estate and technology. Essay didn't know her destiny was about to collide with the CEO himself. One cold Monday morning, Essay wore her grey uniform and went to clean the top floor, the executive office area. As she mopped near the glass wall, she heard a deep male voice behind her. You missed a spot. She turned and froze. A tall, handsome Korean man in a black suit stood behind her, holding a cup of coffee. His hair was slicked back, and his calm eyes studied her curiously. I'm sorry, sir, she stammered. He smiled slightly. You're new here? Yes, sir. What's your name? Essay, sir. Essay, he repeated slowly, as if tasting the name. Beautiful name. Her heart raced. That was Mr. Kim Ji-hoon, the young CEO of Jin Corporation. From that day, Ji-hoon always seemed to notice her. Sometimes he would stop by the cleaning area and ask small questions. Do you like Korea? Yes, sir. What do you miss about Nigeria? My mother's song, and jollof rice, she smiled. He chuckled. Maybe you can cook it for me one day. She laughed shyly. You wouldn't like it. It's too spicy. I like spicy, he said, his gaze soft but intense. Their small talks turned into long conversations. He started eating lunch in the break room instead of his private office, just to see her. Rumors spread among the workers. Oh, that black girl don't catch buzz io, one cleaner whispered. She no even fine like that, another said, jealous. But Ji-hoon didn't care. He began inviting Essay to events as his interpreter, even though he spoke English well. I just like having you around, he told her once, smiling. One snowy evening, after a company dinner, Ji-hoon offered to drop her home. The city lights glowed on his car windshield. Why are you always kind to me, sir? She asked quietly. He looked at her. Because you remind me of strength. You work hard. You smile even when life is heavy. Essay's eyes grew moist. Nobody ever said that to me before. He reached for her hand slowly. Then let me be the first. That night, something changed. He began calling her often, sending her flowers, asking her to go out for dinner. At first, she refused, she feared what people would say. But his sincerity melted her heart. Soon, she couldn't hide it anymore. She was in love. Essay's roommate, Lina, a Nigerian girl too, noticed the gifts and the new dresses. Essay. So now CEO you did it. Girl you no even tell me, she said, laughing fake. Essay smiled shyly. It's not like that, Lina. We are just close. Lina rolled her eyes. Close indeed. Now so we go start. You better watch your back oh. These Korean men know they joke. But Lina wasn't warning her, she was jealous. She began sneaking around, flirting with Ji-hoon, pretending to help him with small tasks. One day, she even went to his office and lied. Sir, Essay said you like her too much because you feel sorry for her. Ji-hoon frowned. She said that. Lena nodded quickly. Yes, sir. I just feel you should know. But Jihoon wasn't fooled. Lena, he said calmly, you should focus on your work. Stop comparing yourself to others. That day, Lena vowed silently, I will destroy that girl. It was spring when Jihoon took Ese to Namsan Tower. Cherry blossoms danced in the wind. He looked at her lovingly and said softly, Ese, you changed my world. You made me see love beyond color and country. Will you marry me? Ese gasped, tears falling. Jihoon. Yes. Yes, I will. He slipped the ring on her finger as people around clapped and cheered. That night, she cried in joy, from a Lagos beggar to a Korean CEO's wife. Lena refused to attend the wedding. Instead, she spread lies online that Ese used charm to catch Jihoon. But Jihoon stood firm beside his wife. Let them talk, he said, kissing her forehead. I knew who you are. They lived happily, running charity programs for street children in Nigeria and Korea. 1 year later, Ese returned to Lagos, this time in a private jet. When she stepped down, reporters gathered. Mama Peace rushed forward, crying. Ese. My daughter. Ese hugged her tight. Mama, I told you I'd never forget you. She built Mama Peace a house, started a foundation for homeless girls, and even forgave a stepmother, who had now gone blind and poor. God used my pain to make me strong, Ese said in an interview. Never despise small beginnings. Ese's story spread across social media, inspiring millions. She had gone from a broken street girl to a woman of grace, power, and love, all because she refused to give up. And every night, as she looked at the Seoul skyline beside her husband, she whispered softly, Thank you, God. You turned my ashes into beauty.